Welcome YouTubers to Sneakers and Up, and today we bring you another edition of Heat, Sleep, and Awe. And this is where we take a couple of sneakers out of each other's collection and give our personal take on them. I'm Dante.
And I'm GC, and let's get started with my collection. Dante's gonna give his opinion on my collection, and he's either gonna rank it Heat, Sleep, or Nah. So let's get started. Up first, we have the Adidas Mach Runner. This was a shoe that was released in Europe. I picked this up in Canada when I was on vacation. It's basically a running shoe with a kind of a casual vibe, and it has suede on it, and it has the tubular sole. As you can tell, I've worn them. So this is the Adidas Mach Tubular. Heat, sleep, or nah?
For me, I'm on the fence because I like the material on it and I like the quality of material. But the tubular sole absolutely kills me on it, so I'm gonna have to say nah. I like the color. It reminds me kind of like a darker shade of the Timberland boot. So, you know, kind of reminiscent of that. But nah, I'm gonna have to go with a nah. There's nothing I could do with that. Especially with, it wouldn't be comfortable for me to wear. So for me, it'd have to be a nah.
All good.
You put it up close so they can see like the actual, like the texture of the material. That texture is bananas.
Yeah, and I've worn these so many times.
So did they look newer like the first time you wore them, or did they look kind of the same?
They worn down a little bit, but it hasn't changed that much. Let's move on.
All right.
Next up we have, this might need no introduction. This is the Off-White Nike Air Presto. This shoe was a collaboration between Virgil Abloh, who's actually the current like marketing director or fashion director or whatever, consultant for Louis Vuitton. And this is basically a deconstructed shoe where they basically took elements of the Air Presto that already exists and they modified it and, you know, took it apart and like, you know, rebranded it, retreaded. I don't know how you want to name it, but this is the Air Presto. Most of you guys probably know this shoe. This is a shoe that I wear a lot. It's one of my favorites. Now it's time for Dante to tell us whether this is heat, sleep, or nah.
I think it's a sleep. Most people don't think it's a sleep just because of the hype that's surrounding it. I think it's a sleep. I'm not a personal fan of it. I did like it. It was a heat for me until they came out with the second one, and the second one is all black. So, and to me, that one was a heat. This one to me is a sleep.
Awesome. And that's the thing that's great about this show is, like I said before, we have our own separate opinions and there's no bias there. We basically just say what we like and how we feel. Next up, the last one in my collection for today is this. We have the Miami Dolphins inspired. I think it has Miami. Oh, I took the thing out. Oh well, I took the sole out. So just a little side note is that sometimes my shoes are a little tight. I take the soles out, the insoles out to make them a little bit more comfortable. But this is the Miami Dolphins Air SC12. Some people call these the Bo Jacksons. And this is a shoe I picked up a little while ago. And it's time for Dante to tell us whether this is heat, sleep, or nah.
I like it. I like the story behind it. I like the colorway behind it. Not a huge fan of the model myself, so I'm gonna have to go with a sleep on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a sleep on this one. It's definitely not a nah, but to me it's not a heat.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No need to justify, just say what you're feeling. Now moving on to his collection.
Let me go with mine. So first up, we got the Air Max 98 Cone. Crazy colors. It's the cone because of the orange is the cone colorway, or as they call it, cone. There's not really a story behind it, at least not that I'm aware of. I just saw it and the colors were so crazy and vibrant. This is something that I definitely had to have. And that is ripstop material that's up here on the upper aqua. So what do you think? Heat, sleep, or nah?
I gotta give that a nah for two reasons. One, the colors, it's too many colors going on right there. And then also, I've never liked that model. So, you know, the colors in the model, there's not anything I can do with it. You know, this might be cool on some people. And also, I wear a size 12, 13. And shout out to the guy who's one of our followers who always says, when's the 12, 13, size 12, 13 giveaway is gonna happen? But anyways, I think those kind of shoes, which have these kind of wild and out colors, look better on small feet. And Dante's foot is a little smaller than mine, so he probably can pull it off. But for me, that's definitely a nah.
Oh, I can pull it off.
Yeah, you bought it, so I hope you can pull it off.
I can pull it off. At least I hope so. And don't tell me if I can't.
No, tell him if you can. Cannot.
All right, so next up we have Asics Gellite 5. I do forget who the collaboration is with, but these are the Militia. So the actual on the sole right here is kind of a paint splatter, and it is glow in the dark.
Oh, nice.
So it's paint splattered white over white So all this speckle down here, you cannot see it. I don't think the camera can catch the texture.
Doesn't look like it.
No, it can't catch the texture. I want to say it's bows and arrows, just judging from the insole. But I could be wrong, because I do believe this was a collaboration with something from overseas.
Okay, nice.
So what do you think? Heat, sleep, or nah?
Let's see here. I'm kind of in the middle between. That shoe is dope. I like it a lot. Do I want to call it heat?
Yeah.
You're trying to include. This is, it's definitely not a sleep, but it's definitely not a heat. So I'm gonna have to go back to our original heaty sleep with the emphasis more on the heat. So this is heat, mostly with a tiny bit of sleep. So I'm gonna give this a heaty sleep.
A heaty sleep.
That's right.
All right. Works for me.
Good.
As long as it's not a nah, I'm cool. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely not a nah.
All right, so the last up we have for today is going to be the Asics Gellite 3 Captain Blue. This one here is one of the earlier collaborations with Kith, if I'm not mistaken. And it does have the split tongue that most people are not aware of. Boom, and then it has the camo print insole.
Oh, nice.
So what do you think? Heat, sleep, or no?
Let's see, materials, that's heat. As far as the design, I don't like the split tongues because, like I said before, I have a bigger foot than average, and the split tongue, you have to get a really big size to not have the tongue like spread open. So that means you have to have a big size, a bigger size, so the tongue stays split. I don't like the way that looks. So for me, I'm gonna give that a sleep. It's a dope shoe, but the split tongue and the colors are cool, but they don't really like grab me. So this is gonna be more sleepy heat with the emphasis more on the sleep. I know I should probably just pick one, heat or sleep. If I had to pick one, like if they put a gun to my head, I have to give that a sleep. It's a dope shoe, but it's not heat.
Okay, works for me, that's fair. All right, so that's all the sneakers we have for today's episode. Remember, if you like what you see, if you like our take on them, please let us know, give us a follow, give us some comments in there, let us know kind of what you're thinking. Again, we're still open to ideas, always open, always willing to learn.
Yeah, and also if you like what we're doing, subscribe and leave comments. And as you mentioned, leaving comments, but in addition to that, you can also leave comments about whether or not you like those shoes or you hate the shoes, what shoes you want to see. So let's wrap this up. I am GC.
I'm Dante.
And this is Sneakers and Up. Peace.
Peace.